Live facial recognition technology was used by police when Everton hosted Manchester United yesterday. It was used on approaches to the Hill Dickinson Stadium, along with visible patrols and plainclothes officers ahead of the Premier League match. The force said that it was hoped to identify people who were wanted for serious offences or court orders, and it was designed to keep the fans and the public safe.
Yep.
Civil Liberties Campaigns group Big Brother Watch said stricter controls over its use were needed. The technology was also used by the Met at the North London Derby.
Yep.
What's your view on it?
Well, I remember having a conversation with Silky Carlo, who is one of the mainstays at Big Brother Watch, and talking about the introduction of facial recognition. And let's not lose sight of the fact that in this country we've probably got more CCTVs per square foot than any other country.
Not probably. I think it's actually true.
Yeah, I'm leaving a bit of margin in there for error if I was not right on it. But we have a lot of footage already. I don't have an issue facial recognition. Those that do potentially may well have an issue about their own activities in society. I do find myself challenged. Like, I go through airports now with the new Schengen system and the digital footprints that you are being asked to create, and the idea that you're asked to put your fingerprints down a passport and all this kind of stuff. It does concern me. It does worry me about what's happening with certain activities of the digital world and social credits, and how people are going to police what you do and don't do, as we've seen in other countries. But in the interests of narrowing the gap to what it's being used for and the transparency behind it, which I think is what Big Brother Watch's mentality is, I would be curious to see why there wouldn't be a scope definition of how it's utilised.
Well, Matthew Feeney from Big Brother Watch told us that he said the force should be able to police the event safely anyway, without infringing on the rights of everyone who wants to attend the game. Police should not be using technology until, at the very bare minimum, we have some kind of legal framework that governs who can be on a watch list, how it is used, and what kind of places and occasions that it can be used in. I don't really care too much about it. I'm not worried about it because it doesn't affect me in any sense. But I do worry about the creeping increase of such technology, because where does it stop? And you do have the right to some level of privacy, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing, isn't it? It's about mission creep and where it goes to and what it gets used for. And like I said to you, going through airports, I sat at the airport in Spain the other day and literally answering questions about how long I was going to be in Spain for, how much money I had on me, how long I was going to be staying in a particular location, how long I'd been here, when was the last time I was here, can I have my fingerprints, can I have my photograph? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I've got no reason to be concerned by this, but it does make me feel that big government and controls over people's liberties is something we need to be mindful of.
Where does it stop?
We've seen it during COVID. We've seen it in different countries. If the reasons are to identify people, then the scope of that should be easily defined, and the retention of information and how information is utilised,
they say,
needs to be determined.
24 hours. The watch list is deleted. The images are deleted after 24 hours. That's what they say to us. So we'll see how that goes. And if you want to have your say on that, 0371722 3344. My question is this: is football matches really the place it should be deployed in? Do you need that much security? I go to Manchester United on a regular basis. I have to have my bag checked 3 times within about 11 steps as you go in towards the game. Are these matches under risk?
But these are indications of the society that we live in.
Well, yeah, but is it that dangerous? That's the question.
Well, I'd rather be under concerned than overwhelmed by the potential danger that represents itself in our society in this day and age. So, look, the balancing between making football stadiums a place to go and enjoy yourself, or not enjoy yourself, depending upon the result, and leave everything outside. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to. We're not allowed to leave the rest of our world outside, because everything is projected into football stadiums, whether it's a particular cause or a particular set of circumstances are brought into football stadiums, and I'm very much against that. But as far as security is concerned, I mean, we're going to see a lot of this discussion about security in America for the World Cup when we start seeing Donald Trump and ICE and the activities that are going on over there in terms of how the football matches are going to be policed, and what immigration officers are going to be there inside football stadiums detailing who doesn't go in. I'm mindful of having big events and the society that we live in, and securitizing the environments and making sure that we have no cause for concern. If we can do it in a very succinct way, with minimum amount of invasion and clear transparency of where data goes, how long it's kept, then why would anybody have a concern with it?
Let's get to Ryan, who is a facial software engineer. Let's speak to him about what happened last night at the Hill Dick and Sunday's North London Derby. Hello, Ryan.
Hi guys, great show as always, Simon. Great to meet you, and I always appreciate listening to someone that's got a little bit of common sense. So much appreciated for that, mate.
Thanks, mate.
So what I wanted to weigh in on is basically I'm a CCTV engineer, and I set up facial recognition cameras all over the place. And one thing I will say is that first and foremost, that technology has always been there. That's not a new thing. It is there. It's prevalent. It is everywhere, as Simon well alluded to. And what I want to kind of let people know is that I want people to feel safe with this and encourage people that it is actually a good thing. Now, I completely agree that it is a little bit big brothery at times. However, as Simon said, if you've not done anything wrong, you're not going to be in these databases. And this software and the equipment is now there to keep people and the public safe. And, I'm really proud of the fact that I worked with this kit, and I managed to catch people, and I managed to put the right people in the right places, if you know what I mean. A big thing that people, I guess, need to educate themselves on more is the GDPR side of things, and how long people do hold recordings for. If they say that they hold the recordings for 24 hours, they have a legal obligation to hold that for 24 hours. If it is any more or any less, they cannot prosecute you for that. And the laws around that are very stringent and very strict. If there's no signage up and if you adequately can't see the signage, that's also not a case plausible for them to use your footage. So I guess what I'm trying to push here is that the facial recognition, the CCTV, it is a good thing, and I don't want us to scaremonger everybody into thinking that it's a bad thing.
No, and absolutely. I think we both said that we don't really have a problem with it as long as it isn't mission creep. And I suppose the question is how necessary is it at football matches? Why do the police believe that at football matches they're going to catch people who have made serious violent crimes or they've been involved in the breaching of court orders? Why at football matches do they feel that they're going to catch more people? And do they actually pick people up?
So, really good question, that. So, I think one of the main reasons to do it at football matches is stupid as it sounds, you get a pure volume of people that go to the same place at the same time. You might not always get that around a city centre, and as well as that, around a city centre, around side streets, they can't necessarily use that facial recognition footage, purely because that would be a breach of the GDPR laws, as I previously alluded to. So around a football stadium, when you purchase your season ticket, when you go to the games, there will be a little fine print that tells you that this stuff will be in place. That is agreeing to it. And by agreeing to it and by being at a football game, as we're all aware, people will do whatever they can to go and watch the football team, whether they're a violent criminal or not. And if that's been identified by the police as a place where they think that they can catch people and they think that they can catch a higher volume of people, I think that there's no harm in that.